don't think this is gonna go very well. This is a nightmare. I'm living in a nightmare. How can I make carbonara so well and then I don't know how to make a cobbler? Hey everyone. All right, so new kitchen, long story short, new kitchen. This is a busted kitchen. Okay, so I don't bake a lot and Nick thinks that I can't bake and I told him that I can bake and I saw this recipe and I love peaches and I have a bunch of peaches, so I'm like, I'm gonna make this recipe. I also bought this cute little like tart thing off, I don't know where I got it from, somewhere online. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make like the most basic peach, not like a cobbler, I guess, but yeah, like a peach cobbler. So I don't know what this is. Feel free to judge me. So this is what we're gonna be making today. So we are gonna be using 5 peaches, granulated sugar, salt, butter, flour, baking soda, baking powder, milk, and ground cinnamon. I think the first thing that we're supposed to do is we're supposed to cut our peaches. Is this how you do it, right? If I get this perfectly, I did. I have a lot of fruits that are my favorite fruits, but I have to be honest, peaches, oh, do we have to skin them? I don't want to skin them though. Well, you know what? We're not peeling them. So there. But that's the prettiest part of the peach, right? Do you think it doesn't taste good baked? This is why Italians can't bake, because we're just like, I like it as skin. And then they're like, no, you have to get rid of the skin. And you're like, no, I know get rid of the skin. I do love peaches, and also like a peach at the beach. How did peaches become like a synonym for ass? Like, what a nice peach. I guess because it does kind of look like a butt, doesn't it? Okay, I don't know that we're gonna be able to use all of these peaches because I bought this tart thing and I think it's for a different recipe. I guess we'll find out. I'll save this peach for later. Do peaches go in fridges? Yeah. Chris and I share one thing in common. Many things in common. Pokemon, video games. But we both love orange, which is not everyone's favorite color. I don't think people like that color very much. This is kind of wild. Like, there's so many peaches in here. And now in my mind, I'm like, are these peaches gonna fit in there? Oh, we're using all of them. But look at how pretty that looks. We'll see we'll see. Okay, the sugar's starting to melt, so this is good. That's the thing, is like certain things like a cobbler, like apple. Do they have such thing as an apple cobbler? Or is it just a peach cobbler? Like a berry compote cobbler? I guess so, right? Why can't you cobble some apple? I think a cobbler is like apples or peaches and then like the wet dough with it and then it kind of bakes together. There's no crust. I think that's the word I was looking for, inevitably. All right, well the sugar's definitely melting if you want to come take a look at it. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit more. I'm gonna let all the juices really start to flow out. 6 tablespoons of butter, and I think that you have to melt it in that. 6 tablespoons of butter. This is so dangerous. Everyone's gonna be screaming in the comments, but I just want it like that, kinda. How can I make carbonara so well and then I don't know how to make a fucking cobbler? Oh shit, okay. All right, now we're cooking with gas. We're really gonna let those kind of soften up. Butter kind of dispersed through. This is not healthy at all. Not me trying to be healthy. And then I'm like, but we are gonna make a peach cobbler. If this isn't good, I'm not giving it to the door guy downstairs. I don't wanna embarrass myself and be like, here's that so-called chef upstairs. Now for the batter. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. We haven't quite figured out the lighting system in this kitchen yet. There's 1 cup. 1 cup of granulated sugar. I can do this. This is ridiculous. I feel like a Nick cooking video. Okay. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I don't even know what baking powder technically is. I feel like,
what the hell is it?
I don't know. Okay, that's 2. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So this is a 1/4, and here's our salt. Or 3/4 cup of milk. So I'm using 2% milk, 3/4 of a cup. Is this a mess, Chris? 3/4 of a cup. I mean, this feels a little bit like a Kathy's cake dumps. All right, so we're gonna mix this together. I mean, it's a pretty simple recipe. We're gonna add our milk. And I think this kind of batter you can overwork. I don't think there's any real... Okay, I think that's the batter. So let's put this in the oven. Butter dish. I don't think this is gonna go very well. Because we have a lot of peaches. Let me see what they taste like. There's a lot of ups and downs happening in this kitchen. I just want to point out, we're in a new kitchen. Hopefully it will be redone soon. This is the ugliest kitchen on the face of the planet. I do have my Barefoot Contessa finally back up. How easy is that? How fabulous is that? Okay, let's see. The butter's still melting. I don't like things being too sugary. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is chaotic. Okay, here it is. The butter's melted. Oh God. Okay. Although I do want to do more baking. I mean, that does seem like fun. Now with our melted butter, we're gonna take our batter and we're gonna pour it in. You're gonna kind of mix it around. Hope we have room for these peaches. Let's be honest, I'm making a dish based off a thing I saw offline. How do you think this is looking so far, Chris?
Good.
Well, it smells really good. I wanna mix this up, right? We're not gonna have any room for the peaches. And this is way too much butter. This is a nightmare. I'm living in a nightmare. I did something really wrong, I think.
You're supposed to have a bigger pan.
You know what, Chris?
Hey, this one's cute, so.
This one's cute. We like this pan. Oh God, there's too much butter, Chris. There's way too much butter. I need the butter to go in the middle. Go in the middle. This is a catastrophe. Kind of making sense. All for this fucking dish. What fits in this dish? Like a lemon citron? Okay, look, I think it's mixing in, right? Why did we have to do this in the pan? Why couldn't I just put the melted butter in the already existing dough? This is stupid. Okay, you can taste. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, now the peaches. Stop here. Is this too many peaches with the peach juice? Okay, this is enough. Is there too much peach juice? We need the peach juice? That's wrong. That's not right. Okay, that's wrong. Here, more dough here. I have like a river problem. This is what it must be like to be an urban planner in Venice. Does this rise? Try not to get the juice anymore. I didn't warn you about the juice. Okay. Okay, so this is what we think it's supposed to look like. We are now going to put it in the oven for 40 minutes. Oh God, this heat. And hopefully when it comes out, this will be the most beautiful. What if this like tart thing isn't able to go in the oven and it breaks? It looks like it says the oven. It had to bake in the oven anyways, right? So, timer, do 40 minutes. All right, we'll be back in 40 minutes. This is half sugar, half salt. Well, you know what? I used salted butter, so that might be our saving grace. Can I just say usually it's the opposite? Usually people use too much salt. I have to get rid of this. All right, it rises. I'm putting this underneath so that it doesn't spill. Or if it does spill, it'll get caught, right? I've burnt myself. Yeah, I'm okay. Maybe it will. What if I just sat here and watched it the whole time? All right, it's looking good. We had some mishaps, started spilling over, but luckily I was smart and I put the aluminum foil underneath it. Anyway, so it stopped. So now it smells really good in the house. It looks pretty good. I think we just have to like let it set for like a minute because it will continue cooking. Thank God. I mean, so the salt, I used salted butters. It actually looks really pretty. I mean, it looks more cakey than I thought. Aren't like peach cobblers supposed to be kind of gooey? We'll let it rest for like 5-10 minutes, 28 seconds. I don't think it has to be that precise, but I'm like, follow my okay, it wasn't that much of a fuck up. And if it ends up being really beautiful and tasting really good, then fuck Nick. I said to him, I'm making a peach tart. What? I said, I'm making like a peach tart. What? No, you don't bake. I said, I can bake. You don't bake. And I was like, okay, he wants to make baking like his thing. The moment of truth. Yeah, actually it does look great. Where it all could go wrong. Okay. Actually, okay, so I'm glad I left the skin on. That looks great. I mean, if I saw this at a dinner table, I'd be impressed. I'd be like, this looks great. Especially from a non-baker. I don't know how to bake. So, I mean, I think in like 5 minutes we can eat. Should I cut it now? Is it too hot now? Okay, we're gonna cut it. I don't know how to cut this. So, yeah, it's it has like a cake-like consistency to it. I mean, essentially we just made like a cake batter and put it in. Yeah, this looks right. Like, this is what like a peach cobbler is supposed to look like, right? Come on, peaches. All right, let's give it a shot. Can I say something controversial? I hate ice cream on like hot brownies and hot cake and stuff. I just don't like it. Get away from me. I don't like it. What? Because now I'm focused on the cold ice cream, rooting the heat of my, no. It's great. Yeah. Honestly, it's great. I love it. I think we were saved by using salted butter, and we used too much butter. That saved the balance of me not understanding that that wasn't too sugary. Well, this is it. This is a baking. We don't do a lot of baking on this channel, but this was the first baking and I enjoyed it. If you like what you see, subscribe. I'm on tour right now on the Can't Stop Talking tour, all new material. So for tickets, go to MatteoLaneComedy.com. And to watch the extended version of this and when I burned my mouth and when I fucked up in the oven, our Patreon link is also attached. So see you guys soon.